Once again, my name is Earl Kitchings. The gentleman in the back with the gray shirt, that's George Casey. The gentleman in the jacket, Mr. Coleman Stokes. We are an organization called Empowered Squared. We have two guest visitors with us tonight, Ms. Tamiko Stewart.
Hello.
And Ms. Ari Turner. The other gentleman coming in is another one of our members, Mr. Arthur Wilson. So it's my understanding that most of you guys are pretty much new here at Job Corps, is that correct? You know, some of you are, some of you aren't. Okay, so it just two things I like to get out the way before we get started to make sure we understand one another. And as long as we follow these two things, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. The first thing is, if you would mind putting your phones on vibrate or turn them off so we don't have a distraction. And most importantly, if you respect us, we're going to respect you. So if you have a comment or question, all you need to do is raise your hand and we will get to you. You respect us, we respect you, and everything will be loved. Any questions? What we're bringing to you is the second letter in our GOAT presentation. For those of you who saw us some weeks ago when we came to the gym and did GOAT, GOAT is a situation that we developed that is a spinoff of who we feel is the greatest boxer to ever walk this planet. Can anybody tell me who they think that is? Yes, sir. No. Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali. And the reason why is because of all the things that Muhammad Ali not only did in the ring, but outside the ring. Can anybody tell me what GOAT stands for?
Greatest of all time.
Greatest of all time. Is that what Mike Tyson said?
Yeah.
Really? But he didn't start. He didn't start. Muhammad Ali started the greatest of all time. Greatest. So what we want you all to know, is there's greatness inside of you, but there's only one way for that greatness to be a reality. And you have to push greatness outside. You have to push that out of you. Because if you hold on to that greatness, it's going to die inside you. Every one of you has something that you are good at and can be great at. But the problem that happens a lot of times, you don't find out what you're good and great at, and you don't take advantage of what you've been blessed with to be great at. Now, Muhammad Ali found out boxing was his thing. Now, for a lot of guys, we think it's athletics. We think it's sports. Maybe it's sports. Because a lot of guys who play sports, when you ask them where they want to go in life, they're going to tell you they want to be a professional ball player. Any of you feel like that? If you had thoughts like that, anybody know any people like that they grew up with, you ask them what they want to do, I want to be a professional football player. I want to be a professional basketball player. So tonight what we want to talk about is our goal. Goals, outcomes, accountability, and thinking. And tonight we're dealing with the O part, the outcomes part. Because with outcomes, there's a positive and a negative outcome, right or wrong. Is there a positive and a negative outcome? And whatever you do, there's a positive and a negative outcome. How do we get to outcomes? What do you do to get to your outcomes? How do you decide and understand what outcomes are going to affect you and how to make them work positively for you? Because if you do a lot of negative stuff, what are your outcomes going to be? Negative. Two ways to cut it. You do a lot of negative stuff, your outcome's going to be negative. But if you do a lot of positive stuff, what's going to happen for you? All the positive things are going to happen, right? So I asked you a question. Which one would you rather have happen for you? The positive or the negative? You sure now? You sure? You want the positive?
Need the positive.
You need the positive? Because if you want the positive, you have to do what kind of things? You have to do things that are right. Because every time you do something that's wrong, it's a negative. You know that, who does not know the difference between right and wrong? Very good, gentlemen. Everybody knows the difference between right and wrong. So why do we choose wrong over right? Why do we choose that outcome over the positive? You say you want positive, but you gravitate toward the negative. Why is that? It's convenient. It's easy. You know what they say about that? If it was easy, everybody would do it. Right? What kind of outcome is that? Because in order for you to reach that positive, you have to sacrifice something. How many of you have ever sacrificed something to gain something in life? Sacrifice something important? Very important, okay? Everybody should have done something like that. Okay? I mean, because you're all sacrificing something to be right here at Job Corps right now. You're all sacrificing something to be here. And the outcome of Job Corps will be what? What will your outcome be, young man? I mean, but what are you trying to do by being in Job Corps? What are you trying to do with it? Like what? License and your trade license and your GED. Because if you just say license, I might think you're talking about your driver's license, right? So tell me what license you're talking about, because I don't know. You're trying to get your driver's license and your GED, right? That's the outcome you want by being here. Okay? And as long as you do the positive things to do that, you're going to get that. But once you get off track, what happens? Negative things. Another direction. How many of y'all got friends back at home that if I asked you what are they doing right now, you could tell me what they're doing? What they doing?
Smoking weed.
Smoking weed. What they doing?
Out on the streets.
Out on the streets. Positive or negative outcomes, what are those?
Negative.
Right? Very negative. But when you go home, who you going to? Your guys who smoking pot and hanging out on the corner? Or that guy who over there working and busting his butt to make some money to do something positive in his life? See, it's easy. You always want to gravitate toward the easy things in life. Those same guys who are on the corner now, those same guys who are smoking pot now, those same guys who doing nothing now that are positive, I guarantee in 20 years, you know what they're going to be doing? The same thing. And if you, not always, but my track record, I've seen a lot of guys, they do the same thing. And if you let them, they're going to bring you right down to that level with them. So what kind of outcomes do you want out of your life? You want positive? You want success? I hear you saying it, but are you willing to give something up to get it? What are you willing to give up to get it? What? Anything? For real? Okay. Because it's your choice. It is truly your choice. I've told young men that I have a friend who, when his son went off to college and used to come home, he would always tell him, son, make sure you know what your friends are into before you go out with them. Because while you here in Job Corps, you don't know what they into while you gone. And when you go home, yo man, let's ride. And he would say, you ask him, ride where?
True that.
Okay? Because they may not care about their life, and they may not know that you're trying to do something better with your life. So they're going to take you down with them. Anybody remember the movie Antoine Fisher? Remember the movie Antoine Fisher? You remember that movie?
Yep.
Antoine Fisher, right? Remember when he was homeless and went to his boy house and was like, yo, man, yo, where you been, man? Man, I've been out on the street. He went to his friend's house, and his friend took him in. But what did his friend ask him? He ain't telling me he was going to rob a store. Hey, man, I need you to do something for me. He didn't even tell him that. He said, I need you to do something for me. You my boy, right? Yeah, okay, I need you to do something for me. He hadn't seen this guy in a long time, so he didn't know what kind of mindset, he didn't know what this guy was up to. Antoine Fisher trying to find himself, his boy, into some negative stuff. Because you know you're into negative stuff if you carry it, right? You do know that, right? You know? If you carrying, y'all know what I say when I mean carry, right?
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
Who don't understand when I say you carrying? So, they go to the store. Antoine walking around in the store, and this boy does what? Pulls out the gun and tells my man, okay, give it up. You got a decision. What are you going to do? And what was the outcome to that situation? He got killed. Your best friend just got killed right in front of your eyes because he made a bad decision. And what was that man ready to do to Antoine Fisher? The same thing. Make a move, you can get what he just got. Outcomes. Positive, negative. It's up to you. It's up to you. I'm going to ask this question and watch everybody raise their hand. Of all you guys sitting in here tonight, who a grown-ass man? I know y'all always y'all. Put your hands down. Put your hands down. Okay. I asked that question because if you are that, do you make good or bad decisions? Both. Okay. Now, if you're making a couple of bad decisions and more good decisions, that's one thing. But if you got it turned upside down, what you think your outcome's gonna be, grown-ass men? What is gonna be, grown-ass men? Okay. If I flip it upside down?
It's gonna be all positive though. What you mean? All be good.
No, I'm saying if you was doing a couple of positive and more negative, what it's gonna be now? See, because you may not understand this, and maybe you hear it, but there are situations and circumstances that want you to be in a negative situation just as soon as they can put you in a negative situation. A lot of you, any of you guys, if you're not from Jacksonville, raise your hand. All right. All right. Thank you. Anybody ever heard of Bay Street? Ever heard of Bay Street? You heard of Bay Street? What's on Bay Street?
What Bay Street you talking about?
Bay Street downtown. Yeah, down here. Huh?
I probably don't remember because I just came back from the summer, so I probably
Okay.
It's a whole day. So I don't know the whole south side.
Okay. What's on Bay Street is the JAIL. There are people who want a lot of you to end up in those situations as soon as they can put you in a situation where you're doing something negative. That's the outcome. No questions asked. I'm trying to take you down as quick as I can. So you need to think about what kind of outcomes you're going to start making, decisions you're going to start making. Positive, negative. Good, bad. Right, wrong. Because when they take grown-ass men down there, guess what? It's some real grown-ass men down there. So you need to be thinking about some of these things because you have an opportunity right now to turn your life around, if you haven't already. This is the time to turn your life around, to find some positive outcomes in your life. Some people don't get but one chance. Some people get two or three. It depends on what you're gonna do with yours. The outcomes are facing you guys right now. You gotta make positive decisions so you can have positive outcomes. Outcomes. That's a plus and a minus to all of them. Plus and a minus to all of them. It's your choice. It's your choice. It's your choice. I'm gonna bring Mr. Casey up here and let him finish talking about what kind of outcomes we can find out about.
They say, without a vision, my people will perish. Anybody ever heard that? Without a vision, my people will perish. It's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. Without a vision, my people will perish. Anybody want to take a guess at what they're talking about? Without a vision, my people will perish. Yes, sir.
Without God looking over us, I guess we'll die or something like that.
Something pretty close, pretty close. Anybody else? A vision. What do I mean when I say a vision? A vision of loveliness? A vision of
Gold.
It's like perish.
perish means die. Without a vision, my people will die, in other words. Without a vision, my people will die. Yes, sir.
A plan.
Plan. Outcome. That's all a vision is. It's an outcome. Another way to say outcome. So if we say we replace vision with outcome, the statement becomes, without an outcome, my people will die. Without an outcome in your mind, you're gonna die. We're all gonna die eventually, but like Mr. Kitchen was saying, with the bad decision after bad decision, you'll probably get there a little faster. So you gotta have where you wanna go in life always. You gotta have that vision in your mind always. You gotta always have that outcome, that vision in your mind at all times. How many people have ever given any real serious thought as to what you wanna be in life? What you wanna become? When you was a kid, did you ever think about, maybe I want to be a football player, maybe I want to be a basketball player, I want to go to the NBA, the NFL, I want to play baseball? Anybody ever had those kind of dreams, aspirations? Soccer. Why aren't you a soccer player to this day?
Oh, well, because of middle school, I just thought about education more often because my grades were falling. So that's the reason why I did that. So I was like, 6th grade, I started slipping, and in 7th grade, and I'm like, oh, no, come back. It was slipping, I was like, the grades and then math kept on troubling me, and I'm like, all right. And that's what
Without a vision, my people will perish.
I'm
Without a vision, my people will perish. So again, you gotta hold that outcome. You gotta hold that outcome in your head, and you can't get to it unless you can be able to see that picture clear. How many people ever put together a puzzle? When you put together a puzzle, what's the first thing you do? Look at the picture you're trying to make, right? You want to look at the picture you want to make. Without that picture on the box, it'll be almost probably impossible to put that puzzle together. But if you can see that puzzle, if you can see the picture of the finished product, if you can see that picture, you can put that puzzle together just by matching up with how it looks. And you got to hold that vision inside your head. And see, one of the things, as we get older, one of the things we lose as we get older is our ability to use our imagination. Would anybody agree with that? The older we get, the harder it is for us to use our imagination. But we got to be able to use our imagination. When it comes to outcome, when it comes to vision, we have to be able to use our imagination so we can see our picture clearly. So we can do like that puzzle and begin to put that puzzle together. And that puzzle will be our lives. When we start to put our lives together, just like we see that picture in our head, just like we see the picture on the box. When we start to see that picture and start to put our life together the way that picture looks, then you'll start to see this whole thing. You gotta have an outcome. You gotta have a vision. Without a vision, without an outcome, my people will perish. My people will die. I don't want anybody in here to die. There's plenty of things I can be doing this time of night. But I want to come and save you guys. I want to come and spread a word because I'm going to tell you why. When I was 21, I didn't have that vision. By the time I was 21, I became homeless in life. Living in the backseat of a car. and say, I don't want nobody to do that. I don't want nobody else to have to sleep in the backseat of a car. When I was young and I didn't know what I wanted to do in life, I ended up going down the wrong path. I ended up having a pistol held to my head. You see, I don't want nobody else to have to go through a pistol being held to their head. So we have to outthink this thing. While everybody else in life is playing checkers, you gotta be the one playing chess. Anybody here know how to play chess? Same board as checkers, but it's a little more strategy to it. While everybody else is playing checkers in life, you gotta be the one playing chess. You gotta be the one to up your strategy, to get what you want in life, to get that vision, to get that complete picture that you're holding, that outcome. You gotta be able to hold on to that picture. And you gotta be able to promise yourself every day that you're gonna look like that picture. Everything that I'm talking about tonight is your choice. We make choices every day. Sometimes we make the wrong choices. But Mr. Kitchen was talking about that grown-ass man. See, when that grown-ass man makes their mistakes, they're accountable for their mistakes. They go back and look at their mistakes. A wise man once said, the unexamined life is not worth living. You have to always be living and examining your life, what you've been through. Everything you've gone through in life has a purpose. You don't just go through things just to go through them. Everything you go through in life has a purpose. And you have to find your life, you have to find your purpose. You have to find your purpose on earth. A man once said, Mark Twain once said, the two most important days of a man's life is the day he was born and the day he finds out why. Everybody in this room was born for a reason. Make no mistake about it. I don't care what anybody has ever told you. Everybody in this room was born for a reason. And when you find your purpose, I guarantee your purpose will be tied to helping people. Because that's how you get ahead in life. Another man, Zig Ziglar, once said, the way you get everything you want in life is to help enough other people get what they want in life. You have to be unselfish. You have to be unselfish. And sometimes put others before you put yourself. But see, when you start to do that, when you start to help other people get where they want to go, you're gonna find yourself getting to where you want to go in life. But you have to find out that why. You have to search for that why. And on the other end of that why, in between where you are and that why, it's your purpose. As you start to follow your why, you're gonna find your purpose. So on your journey from where you are to where you want to be, you're gonna find your purpose when you start following that why. Why do I want to do it? Why are you in Job Corps? Why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you wake up in the morning? Everybody has a purpose. You got to find that purpose. That purpose, you got to hold that picture. You got to hold that picture in your mind. And you say, I'm going to become this picture. I don't care what nobody has told me before in my life. I'm going to become that picture. How many people have ever believed a lie? How many people have ever believed a lie? How many people have ever been told there was a Santa Claus? And was devastated when there was no Santa Claus, right? Everybody has been lied to at some point in life. But see, the key is when you start to believe, whether it's true or false. Anybody know what a placebo is? When I say placebo, a placebo is that when you go to the doctor, they give you a sugar pill. There's no medication in it, but they give you a sugar pill. And they say, whatever you have, this sugar pill, they don't tell you it's a sugar pill, they say this pill is going to cure whatever you have. So as you start to take that pill, and as you believe that doctor, because that's a person of authority. See, we tend to trust people of authority, our parents, our brothers, our sisters, people that are close to us. We tend to trust what they tell us. We don't have no reason to doubt it. So it becomes, whether it's true or false, in our mind it becomes believable. And it becomes true. So we have to do the same thing for ourselves. Whether you believe it right now or not, you have to keep telling yourself, I'm going to be this, or I'm going to be that. I'm going to be great today. I'm going to make it through all day. I'm going to be great all day. I'm going to help somebody all day. I'm going to fulfill my purpose on earth all day. I feel good about myself today. You have to keep reminding yourself, because whatever someone else doubts, your confidence has to be outweighing that. Your confidence has to be more than anybody else's doubt. When you start to tell yourself over and over and over again, your mind has no reason not to believe you. Because you are a person of authority in your own life. Right? Everybody in their life, everybody has control over their own life. And the way you have control over your own life is because everyone is given free will to exercise your thoughts. And they say whatever you think about most is what you become. Or you don't get in life what you want, but you get in life what you are. So whatever you want in life, you become that. If you want to be great, you become great. If you want to have friends, you be a friend. Reciprocate. Whatever you want in life, again, helping out other people. Put yourself second sometimes. Help somebody else get where they're going. Like, man, I see you doing positive things. I just want to hook you up. I got a hook up over here. I want you to go see this person. They can help you out on your career. Helping out other people. Because that gives you credibility. And when you get credibility in life, it's easier to get along. But if you got bad credit, it's hard to get along out there. I'll be truthful with you. It's hard to get along. If you got bad credit, it's hard to get along out there. But when you get credibility, when you start to tell yourself something and that stuff starts to come true, it becomes more and more believable. As we set our goals and we achieve our goals, it becomes more and more believable. I'm not going to start today and start running marathons tomorrow, but if I know that's what I want to do, tomorrow I'm going to start training. And there's a difference between exercising and training. Anybody can tell me the difference between exercise and training? Athletes train. Champions train. Normal people work out. Another difference between chess and checkers. Normal people work out. Serious people train. So when you want to train your mind to believe whatever you want to believe, you have to be serious about it. You have to tell yourself, you have to remind yourself over and over and over again, I'm the greatest. That's how Muhammad Ali got started. Once he began to tell himself, I'm the greatest, and start knocking a couple people out, somewhere in that process he believed it. Anybody know why Muhammad Ali got started boxing? I'm going to tell you, Muhammad Ali got started boxing because somebody stole his bike. Because somebody stole his bike. All he wanted to do was get revenge on the person who stole his bike. In order to do that, he had to first learn how to fight. So he began going to the gym every day, training every day. Even when he didn't want to, he trained every day because everybody's looking for that number one spot. Everybody's looking for that number one spot. But if you want that number one spot, you got to come get that number one spot. And it's not going to be free. Nothing in life is ever free. Everything in life costs. Everything in life costs. When you want to look like that picture, when you want to be that NFL star, when you want to be that NBA superstar, know it comes with a price. And the price tag is not always money. Sometimes the price tag is your time, your effort, your sweat, your tears. Sometimes it's your blood. But if you want it bad enough, you'll get it. I promise you'll get it. I was watching Steve Harvey. They had a little showing through on YouTube. I saw a special with Steve Harvey. Anybody watch that show, Family Feud? The question was, name something a married man would do for sex. Y'all know what the top 3 answers were? Lie, kill, and die. Lie, kill, and die to get sex. To get sex. And some people will do that because they want it just that bad. And the reason I compare it to sex because we all have at one point in time probably pursued sex. And sex is one of those instant star makers. When you're chasing after sex, you think of all kinds of things to say. Off the cuff, off your toes, you think of little things to say real fast. That's how sex makes you think. And you'll do things for it. Things that you probably normally wouldn't do. But see, when it comes to outcomes in life, you got urge got to be stronger than sex. Sex will come, but whatever you come out for life for, whatever your purpose is in life, you have to find that purpose. And you have to find that purpose. You have to find that purpose. You have to find that purpose. And you're the only person that can find that purpose. The picture was given to you. The picture is inside of you. The picture's inside everyone in this room. You're the only person that can live that picture out. But you got to be definite about it. You got to first make up in your mind, I want it. This is what I want. You have to make up in your mind without a doubt. Again, your confidence got to be stronger than anybody's doubt, because believe me, people are going to doubt you. But your confidence, when you say, I want this, I'm going to have this. If you can conceive it and you can believe it, you can always achieve it. And there's a thing called faith. You can't take all this visions and outcomes without talking about faith. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. That means we want the things, but we can't see them. But by faith, we believe that we're going to have them. Our belief has to be strong to ignite our faith. The belief is what ignites that faith. So when you start to believe in something so strongly, your faith is going to automatically kick in. And when your faith kicks in, you're going to see strange things start to happen. Things that'll make you doubt yourself. In the back of your mind, there's always going to be what they call automatic negative thoughts. It's that thought that tells us when we're at the cusp of making it. It's that thought in the back of our mind that says, you're not good enough. You're not good enough. And we believe that little voice inside of our head because it's inside of our head. But we have to begin to reprogram that voice in our head. That voice that says we can't do it. We have to reprogram that voice to say we can do it. How many people want to be the boss? That's the thing, they're the boss. Like Rick Ross the boss. Everybody wants to be the boss. The saying is still the truth today. You got to pay the cost.